The months have passed, and well, we're almost in the middle of the year. And today I'm going to talk about the books that I read, and it was a very good month, to be honest. I really enjoyed this month in terms of reading. I tried to, as I said before, I was trying to read 31 books, make reviews, and unfortunately I could not arrive to the 31 books. To be fair, it was the month I read more books since I remember, and I read 24 novels, which is amazing for me. I mean, to be honest, I'm very happy with it. It was in terms of page count, it's not that many. Plenty of you probably do more than this. I've read 4,359 pages. So, before all, I'm going to talk about the four mangas that I read like last month. Was I'm reading Claymore, and I read volume 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the Claymore series. I'm enjoying them much. I am enjoying a lot about this, the Claymore. Okay, and I will make a separate video about this, but I will, if you enjoy a series focus, well, first in the characters, then the world building, and plenty of battles, more and more new things. It doesn't feel like some mangas that you see out there, that repetition. So yeah, four mangas. Now I'm going to show you from the least favorite to the, well, most favorite. I will probably change. Sorry, I will probably change just the favorite to the. I'm going to talk about that. Sorry, I'm getting myself ahead. So let's start. My least favorite book of the year. So the book I enjoyed less this month, not year, of course, less. It was Elizabeth by Kenneth Greenhall. This is a Centipede Press edition. The book itself, it's around 119 pages, so less than 200 pages, and unfortunately I didn't enjoy. This is something. It seems that I don't enjoy slow pace or quiet R, if you know what this means. So I don't enjoy this. I've read 2 books now, or 3, about quiet R, and they are not to my liking. I'm more action in terms of R, but in terms of the writing, it was very confusing, convoluted. I felt I didn't felt like I was rooting for one of these characters. So yeah, I didn't enjoy this book at all. Then I said 24. So this one, moving the 4 mangas. So that one was the 10th, 19. Gabi Triana, Isle of Bones. I read this book in a couple of days, just 2 days, and I didn't enjoy the book. I already made a book review, but this is a horror novel, also slow pace, at least in the beginning, and then it jump starts to a crescendo, like a crescendo, or it's tries to be a lot of things, and the I didn't felt that I was rooting for the main characters. I didn't feel overly interested in the story. Yeah, but you can see my review of this novel separately. Then Laird Baron, the light is the darkness. I know that there are the weird fiction community loves this guy, Laird Baron, and I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't. This is my second book by him, and so far I didn't care about anything by him. This is a story which half the time is writing stuff I don't care. I mean, he's taking too much time to arrive to a story. It seems that he is a bit lost on the plot, and yeah, it's not good, to be honest. I don't enjoy this kind of horror. The action scenes were cool, the ending was very cool, but the story till the ending was, to be honest, bad. I didn't talk about the ratings, but this one I give it 49, so let 50, so less than 3 stars, but it's in the middle, so it's 3 stars basically. And now we're going to talk about this book from Warhammer, and it's Aestred Turga, Pyre of Fate, by Danny Ware. I already made a review by this, and this was my last book, no, the second last book, in the rate of 3 stars. Then it's 3.5 and so on. And this one was a bit, well, I didn't enjoy the book. It's a book about a woman. In this case, I'm not going to delve much about it, but it's about the redemption arc of, well, this character here, as she trying to find the something that was stolen by the forces of chaos. And supposedly the book is about discovery of oneself, what it means to be in this case adapta sonoritas. And I didn't feel that there was anything like a arc about this, because the main character was just straightforward, plunging to kill and so on. Only the side character was trying, okay, but we should be doing that and shouldn't that, and she basically ignored them, and so it doesn't felt a good tale of redemption. If this was indeed, because in the end it says like, okay, Aestred must choose whether it's more important to defend the Imperial people or protect its history. And it wasn't. There was no doubt in our mind that that was the correct, that path. The ending was good, but apart from that, sorry. Then this was the book I started reading on the 1st of May and ending on the 30th of May, which is Setite, The Vampire the Masquerade by Caitlin Ryan. So this is the 4th novel in the Clan War series. This one deals with, well, the set, and in the beginning I just made a review. I'm going to read. I didn't make a review here. Basically, it follows the previous tales, although this one can be read independently. There is no need for it anything, because this is basically, can read this like a woman which is put upon the path of this guy, the Eska, which is a follower of Set. And in the beginning you try to understand the story, how she is connected to him, what is point with her, what is he looking for in her. But then he side switch to another thing, and then they go to India, and there are like 50-60 pages that I didn't feel that were needed at all. I don't understand the need to go to India, because basically nothing happened there that is important, that could not happen anywhere. So it's like they wanted to tell you about India, and I don't know. I didn't enjoy this book. I gave this 65 out of 100, so 3 stars. Then we've got this book here within this slipcase, and this is the Amityville Horror by J. Anson, sorry. And this is this is a horror book, supposedly, that deals with something that really happened, and I didn't feel connected with this family. Basically, you can try to say that nothing happens with this book, and it's true, because these people are going to live in this house which is haunted, and stuff happens, and then in the end you just didn't feel anything. The only thing that feels probably real, it's when this book was written. This book was written back in the 70s, so and was based supposedly on a real tale, and so maybe that part was interesting, but as of today, I didn't feel that this was a good tale. Um, but one thing I must say is that it reads fast. So if you want a quick read about a haunted house, yeah, go read this, because this is like 260 pages. No, sorry, 270 pages, but it reads very fast. The way it's written is very fast. You can say that the writing is not that good, and it's not. But again, it's based on something that happened, and based on recordings of something that happened. Then you've got Parker Pine, The Investigations. This book is an Agatha Christie novel. This one is in Portuguese. It's the only book I read in Portuguese. Agatha Christie is the only writer I read in Portuguese because I have these books for 20 or something years. And this one was written in 1930. Is about an investigator that... Sorry, my talk. So this is basically a story where Parker Pine tries to help people around, and how in this, there are 12 stories. In the first 6, I really enjoy them. The last 6 I didn't. Last 6 you could switch it up with Poirot, and I would not have doubted they were written for Poirot. The sixth first, yes, because it's not related to investigations. Well, there is one that is, but the remaining are not. So you can really be talking about a guy who goes, goes to help people, likes to help people, and how they do this. Well, you have a story like a man that wants adventure, a woman that wants to switch up as usual because they are supposedly incorrect, a husband that is complaining that the wife is leaving him and wants to stop her, and so on. So again, the first 6 stories are brilliant. The last 6 I didn't enjoy it as much. Okay. Then we've got, I gave this 72 out of 100. Then we've got Subject 11. I read this in one book. This book is by Jeffrey Thomas, and it's a book. So I made a review about this, so I'm not going to delve much about it, but it's a book that deals with, it's like a Big Brother event, but weird fiction, in terms of weird fiction, and it deals with a lot of, there is a story, but most important than the story is the concepts that the author is trying to provide. But yeah, I enjoyed this story by him. It's not my favorite from him, but it's good. Okay, you can buy this. It's 100 and something pages, and you can read this in one story, in one go. Then you've got Joe R. Lansdale, Savage Seasons. This one I gave a 76 out of 100, and with the same rating as Wardenclyffe by F. Paul Wilson. I made a review about this one, and this one is supposedly alternative history, well, kind of something that happened in reality with the Nikola Tesla, about this the East Tower. So he connects. He really goes forward these experimentations, and something happens that's not supposed to happen, and there is connections with these grand tales, the secret history of the Earth. And I would say, although this was written last, this was chronologically the first. That's why I read this, and it's so short. So yeah, that was it. The reason. The Joe Lansdale Savage Season is one book that I don't want to talk much about it. I've not yet make a review. I just ended today, and it's a book about two guys, Hap and Leonard, and they are completely different, yet they are friends. And so when the ex-wife of Hap returns, she has like a task for him. Yeah, help us find something, and you get $100,000. And the same with Leonard. And so they go to help her. It's like finding something beneath the seas. And then there is cross, double cross, and triple cross, and so on. So there are a lot of crosses there. And the story, it's a thriller, basically. It's a thriller. There's no horror here like other stuff that he wrote. It's this is a 14 book series, and I enjoyed it. Okay, it's not my favorite. There were some things I didn't enjoy, but it was yeah, that's the best I can do. But I enjoyed. Okay, so much that I'm going to read the second book in the next few months. Not this month, because this month is dedicated to sci-fi. Then we've got Jacqueline Drucker, the 3 Days After Impact. This one was one of the first books I read this month, and I'm going to rate it. I gave it 78 out of 100, so it's a 4-star book. Like these two were 4-star books. And this one, it's about a tale about a young woman. She something is coming, and they know that it's coming. Well, sorry, it's about something that is coming. You know that it's like the title, the cover, it says it all. But basically, there is like a meteor coming, and we start with before that, the diary of a young girl, Violet, and she tells stuff. It's written as a child would write, and then it switches up because afterwards they discover, okay, something is coming, and then there is the fallout. Okay, so the after impact. To be fair, I don't think the 3 days after impact are, the terminology is not, I mean, the I don't think that the vast majority of the novel is before, not afterwards. Like this is before, this is after. So I don't think that 3 days after impact it's a good name for the tale, but the tale itself, it was good. I enjoy almost everything by Jacqueline Drucker. Is it the best written stuff? No, it has mistakes. It has errors of continuity. It has errors in terms of language, but it's what I enjoy. It's a fast-paced alternative history or post-apocalyptic stuff. Then we've got an horror book, which was Spit and Die. Okay, and I have here. Okay. It's Spit and Die. Spit and Die, I gave it 81 out of 100, just so you know. It's a John Atom book, which is one of my favorite, yes, horror writers. He writes fast novels. You can read this in one go, even if it has 200 pages, because the way he writes like it is a thriller kind of horror. So this is a tale about a group of friends who discover, who help another group of young teens, but they stay in the place because it was dark and they wanted to travel in the morning. So they stay all together in one place. But then 2 of them disappear. Then it starts like a discovery of what happened. Some friends go to a house that is in the nearby, and some other goes to the police in the city, like 5 miles away. And the story then progressed 2 ways. John Atom is not afraid of killing characters, of making you care about something and then, killing those characters. He doesn't care about being the most gruesome that you can see. And it's a good book. It's a book about this man who is collecting, spit and killing. And this is most interesting because I said in my review, I already read, I in YouTube I see some videos about dark stuff that happens around the world, and one of those was the story that this was based. So it was interesting to see it in the remade by John Atom. There is a book, I don't have it here because I sold it, and I read it as well in 2 days, which is a Kikuchi book, the the writer of Vampire Hunter, which was Grey Lancer. Grey Lancer is within within the Vampire Hunter the series, but it's just like 5,000 years before, basically, and it doesn't have that much connections to the Vampire Hunter series, although it provided some interesting history behind the father of the vampires and what happened to Earth in terms of history, the invasion of other beings and the war that debilitated the vampires and so on. So it was very interesting read. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Grey Lancer as well, but I enjoyed the tale. It was very different. The way it's written was different. Maybe the reason Vampire Hunter the books are not that well received, it's not because of the story that feels clunky, it's because of the translation. I don't know. Just thank you. I gave that as well 81. Then we've got this series, this book, which is 2 novellas. The first one I didn't read because which is Turn Up the Sun, because you need to read 2 other novellas which I have not read, which is Criterium and Enter Softly. This is the third part of that series, but I did read 2 series here. The first series I read here that I gave this 86 out of 100 was Sidewinner, which is a novella, and I really enjoyed. In terms of stories, I believe Tyler Jones has a way with how the books are how he writes, or I feel something weird, eerie, something dark behind. This one is about a man who wants to be better at playing guitars. So he's in the backstage of a concert. He sees something that other person uses, and he tries to, okay, let me test it. But the other guy is very protective and snaps at him, but tells him how he can get one, because he says, I want one of these. And this tale is about that journey to get that pedal for the guitar, and then what happens with the pedal itself. It's about maybe if the author doesn't want to do this, it made me think about 7 sins. Well, 2 of them at least, for this tale, 1 for the other one as well. But it was very interesting. It made me think, and even today I can remember the tales because I read this like in the beginning of the month, and I still can remember. Tyler Jones is a great writer, at least in novella land. So I don't know. I'm going to the other tale I'm going to talk about later. Then we've got Equilibrium by Peter Callan, as he is one of my favorite sci-fi writers here. In this case, a novella. We wrote a novella dealing with a mystery in space. It was very interesting, very different from what usually it's first contact stuff. This one was not. This was completely mystery stuff. I really enjoyed this. You can read this in one go, although it doesn't tell much on what he is so good at, which is make you think about how life would interact with alien stuff and vice versa. But I enjoy this. Then you've got Age of Rot by Holopress Editions. Okay, and this one I already made also review. It has great artwork and it's a grim, dark stuff. It's very grim. All of this is grim from the beginning to end. It's grim stuff. I enjoyed so much of this story. I'd say everything that Holopress publishes, I buy it basically. Then we've got the Goebbels Demise, Danny Flowers. I gave this 88 out of 100, so 5 stars basically, almost 5 stars if not. And this one was amazing. Compared with the first one, it's a step up without any doubt. I know that people like Mike Brooks, I don't. But this one is a bit different. He grabbed what Mike Brooks wrote and switched it up a bit, and the other one is more politically themed because he writes stuff that's political. That's why people, I think, enjoyed him, and I didn't care about that part. I wanted a good tale about Grotin that made me laugh, and this one made me laugh. And it's a good, interesting tale about the power of an idea, you know. And it's very interesting because it's orcs versus chaos cultists, so it's good. Now, this one I gave it a 91 out of 100. It's a book I read a few days ago. It's A Slow Ship to Oblivion by Jake Theriault. I enjoyed so much that I end up buying a couple of more by him, and it's a book. It's a mystery as well, like the previous one I talked, and a sci-fi as well. It's a sci-fi book about a journey. So these are spaceship. It's ongoing, 5,000 years ongoing, and something happens that makes her, the main protagonist, discover something that she should not know. And then where Jake really shines, although it fails at the same time, is to provide feedback about the tale itself, about the ship, about the different castes, if you want to call it that, the people that work with the animals, the people that work with food, the people that work in the mechanics, the pilots and so on. And it deals much about it, and then there is a mystery that makes this like almost a thriller. Unfortunately, my take on this is that he jumps a bit, and there are stuff that it's never answered. It's never really told us how this story ends. I mean, it tells the ending, but it never really talks about, okay, this happens and then all of this happens to the end, and those part is not told. We are supposed to, well, imagine. But I love it so much that I gave it 91 out of 100, but I needed more. I wanted more. That's why I bought 2 more books by him. And then we've got 2 novels. So if I wanted to make this the correct one, the second novella here, Stridor, was my favorite book of the month, which is a novella about a woman who is cheating on her husband, and then something happens, something supernatural. In the beginning, it's not supernatural, but it begins supernatural. It's the way he writes this female character, the way he writes the husband, it's amazingly done, and they feel real to me, and I really want to know more about these people life. Although I can't because the story ends, but I really understood, and this is something that Tyler Jones is very good. It's writing characters, and I enjoy so much of this tale. If I could advise you to read a book by him, I would advise this one so far, for what I read, and this would be my book of the month, if not for the manga series that I read, which I believe I enjoyed it more. But my book of the month must be this one here. Okay, this is not showing, so it's this one here, The Crime on the Orient Express. That's why I said this. If I don't consider manga or the reads, this would be my book of the month without any doubt. But I do consider rereads, so The Murder on the Orient Express is my book of the month. I don't want to talk much about it. Everyone knows about this tale, but I enjoyed so much seeing Agatha Christie doing what she does best and giving Poirot a life. In the last books she wrote by him, he basically there to provide a story, but basically it's not even there. It's just not part of it. It's just saying, okay, he arrives and solves the case. Here is the main protagonist. Is the main focus of the tale. Everything it's for him to tell us how he arrived to that. It's an amazing book. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorites by her. I would say that, and then there was none, and Murder of Roger Ackroyd. It's the best book to read. To reread, I don't think that it is good, but to read is maybe one of the best books I can advise you to read, Agatha Christie. But if it's really, yeah, because the way it ends, it's beautifully done. So yeah, that's it from me. It's 20 books, 24 novels with the manga, 20 books, more 4 novels 4 manga series, and I enjoyed it very much. So next month it's going to be sci-fi. My goal is to read around 10 books. Those are bigger books, so I can because I want to. I suppose they should have chosen less books because I want to read. I want to watch movies and series and so on, and this month I didn't get much time for that. So, you don't have time for it. So when people say, I don't have time to read, you can get it. Stop doom scrolling. Stop watching the series that you are not enjoying. Stop seeing movies that are boring and that you are not enjoying. Just read a book. That's it. So yeah, thank you all, and have a great day.